one that got invited to come here today, and thankful for the invitation. Got my friends here. Got Jeff Miller from Mason, Nebraska, Wall Hill, Nebraska. We got CJ and Fred Murphy here from local stars and PowWow Tom Hill fame and most other drums. And we're all PowWow people. We travel around all over the United States, Canada too. So lucky ones that we can get across. But yeah, well, we like to travel and sing, and that's what we do. It's our passion. Traveling is one of our main things. Meeting different people, sharing music. It's kind of our thing. So other than that, I just want to share a couple songs with you guys. Animal hide on it. So one time it was living, breathing thing. Still is. Went down with the wood. Basically, call him Grandpa. Give him, just treat him like a person. Take care of him. Take care of Grandpa. Grandpa will take care of you. That's how the saying goes. So, and always sing from your heart, and good things will happen. It's kind of our joy. What we do. I don't know if my brothers here have anything to input on that. This PowWow, as we know it, came from my brother's people here, Omaha people, originally. Started as a halushka, warrior dance. Maybe he can explain a little bit more about that if he wants to.
You said it all, J1. My name's Jeffrey Miller. I'm from Mason, Nebraska. I belong to the Thunder Clan of our people. My Umaha name's Duiviumba, meaning when it rains and lightnings and the sky shines up, lights up, and you can see a teepee over there. And that's where I come from. And amongst our people, this is God gave us these ways here. And amongst my people, we have a lot of respect for it. There's a certain way you have to be around it. A certain way, frame of mind, and a certain way you got to dress to be around it. And there's a lot of protocols that amongst my people we have to own one of these. We have to have our own home. We have to provide for our own in order to own one of these. And like my brother said, we call it Grandpa because it's one of God's creations. This hide came from one of God's creations, and it has a spirit. It still has a spirit, even though it's around this wood or whatever it's made. But still, this one of God's creations. And we don't hit this drum at any time. The only time we hit this drum is when we're singing. Those are my teachings amongst my people. Everywhere I go, I see a lot of different drums, always hitting their drum when they're not singing. They were back home where I'm from. I get in trouble for that. And but yeah, those are some of the teachings I have about this drum. And a lot of drums came my way throughout my lifetime, but out of respect for my teachings and everything, I give them away. I don't have my own home, and we don't just tie him up and throw him in a closet or nothing, because this is a person. That's why we call it Grandpa. And amongst our people, we put it in the living room because he's a family member. You wouldn't do that to one of your regular grandpas or your chays. Put a blanket around him and throw him in a closet. Back home, that's how some of us believe it to be. We leave him out in the living room. Every once in a while, give him some water and feed it too. We have a ceremony back home for that too. So those are just a little bit of my teachings about this drum here, and about our dances. And then, this is a man's thing. Back way back then amongst our people, we didn't have backup singers. Nowadays, that wasn't our way, because there's a certain time of a month that a woman goes through, and she can't be around us, because amongst our people, the women, they're real sacred at that time. And then amongst our people, the husband and wife, they don't sleep together either when that woman is at her sacred point of the month. She don't come around us, because it's real strong. And, those are some of my teachings about this. And even our Native American church boys too. She don't come around, and even that drum too, that little small drum. It's one of God's creations, and it represents something. The kettle. It represents those soldiers, their hat when they were crucifying Jesus. And that rope represents when he was tied up and they were whipping him. And those rocks around that PowWow drum represents when them soldiers and people were throwing rocks at Jesus when he was carrying his cross. And that hide, it represents the cloth that his mom went out there and gave him water from. That's what that hide represents. And, I have a lot of teachings about this in our PowWow drum too. My brother wanted me to say something, but I'm kind of going on and on because, like you said, this is a learning experience, and I want some of these young ones to know. But other than that, that's all I have to say, and thank you for your kind attention.
About Calling Eagle, and this drum, like Jeff said, we feed our drum, and we give our drum water because it gets thirsty too, and when we're feeling down, we talk to the drum. Because, like Jeff said, we call him Grandpa. He's our grandpa. So when we're at a powwow, we never leave Grandpa alone. We always have somebody sitting at the drum. We never leave him sitting there by himself. Because from what we were told is, if you leave him alone by yourself, he starts crying. He misses you. So we never leave the drum alone. We always have one or two people at the drum when somebody needs to go get a drink or go have a smoke or take a break. But we never leave them alone. And the drum takes us everywhere. And takes us to a lot of different places. And without the drum, we wouldn't have a powwow. And it's the heart, and every time we hit the drum, that's the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And from our drum, we've had a lot of different singers come to our drum, and they're always invited to sing with us, And like Jeff said, our grandpa, we always wrap it up, and because Grandpa gets cold, so we always cover him up with a blanket. We cover that blanket up in a nice way to where he's tied up and stays warm. And we do feed him. We give him water, and like I said, he takes us anywhere, wherever we want to go. Gets us there safe. We put tobacco on him. Put water on him, and get a lot of good teachings from it too. Like from other when we're at a different community or some another place, we always get good words from people from other tribes. They see how we take care of Grandpa, and they always put tobacco on our drum. But like I said, takes us a lot of good places, and we meet a lot of good people, and that's how we take care of our drum. And that's the kind of teachings I got from some of my elders that when we first started our drum. And there's a lot of protocols that go to how to take care of them, and we don't just sit at a drum and start singing any song. We have to. Because there's a lot of songs that belong to people. They have different families have their own songs, and there's songs for the ladies, their songs like for like certain occasions. But if we sing that song, we'll get in trouble for it. But we always have to be careful to what songs to sing. If you want to say anything.
You guys said it all.
But we were honored for my son here. He sings with a drum group from Canada. They're called Young Spirit. And this past summer, he spent the whole summer in Canada, and he got the opportunity to go all the way to Quebec. So he sang up there in Quebec, but he does a lot of traveling during the summer. And what we're proud of. Like I said, drum takes you anywhere, so took him all the way to Quebec.
On that note,
Yo!
Wait,